the civilization of Japan. In the shadow of Sakura blossoms, a literary journey into the heart of ancient Japan during the Heian era. Kyoto, where spirits live in the depths of the Japanese archipelago, amidst green mountains and glittering rivers, a great city was born, Heian, known today as Kyoto. It was the imperial capital, the dwelling place of spirits, purity, and timeless beauty. Its streets were made of white pebbles, shaded by cherry trees that blossomed in spring, scattering pink souls upon the world. The houses were built of wood and thatch, their floors covered with tatami, their roofs opening in summer to welcome the breeze. Chairs were not used. People sat on the floor with dignity and harmony. In this age, life was not measured by gold or conquests, but by the poetry one wrote, the silk one wore, and the refinement one carried. The imperial court, where the moon rules. At the heart of Kyoto stood the imperial palace, like a dream of wood and fragrance. The emperor was considered a direct descendant of the sun goddess, yet he was not truly a ruler, but a sacred symbol. Power lay instead in the hands of noble families, above all the Fujiwara clan. Government was conducted through protocol, official correspondence, and poetic gatherings. Ministers and courtiers wore silk robes in colors dictated by rank, sitting in halls adorned with bamboo fans and paintings on colored silk. At night, the palace was lit with oil lanterns. Music filled the air from the biwa and koto, and poems were recited before the emperor as an expression of loyalty and refinement. Aristocrats, lovers of beauty and simplicity. The aristocracy lived not only for power but for art. They wrote short poems called waka, blended perfumes with their own hands, and hosted gatherings to admire the moon, the rain, or the blossoming plum. Noblewomen wore layered kimonos with up to 9 robes, each color carefully chosen to suit the season or occasion. Hair was left to grow down to the feet, a symbol of grace and femininity. By day, they practiced calligraphy on rice paper and kept diaries. The most famous were the Pillow Book of Seishonagon and the moonlit writings of Murasaki Shikibu, who created the world's first novel, The Tale of Genji. Life was not rushed, but deliberately slow, since haste was considered ugly and composure beautiful. Commoners, those who cultivate life beyond the palace walls. Common folk lived simple yet essential lives. Farmers cultivated rice in flooded fields, using wooden plows and wearing straw hats against the summer sun. Farming was a sacred calling, for rice was more than food, it was the soul of Japan. Rituals marked the planting season, with flowers and offerings of sake to the gods, and prayers to guard against drought. Craftsmen shaped pottery, forged swords, and made paper. Carpenters built homes and temples designed in harmony with nature. Villagers visited nearby Shinto shrines, purifying their hands with water and ringing bells before prayer. Religion was not separate from life, it lived in everything: the tree, the stone, the breath of wind. Religion. Between gods and spirits, ancient Japanese faith blended 2 paths. Shinto, the way of the gods, a faith of nature and spirit. Belief in kami spirits dwelling in mountains, rivers, trees, and even humans. No sacred scriptures, only a life of purity and reverence for the unseen. Buddhism, the way of meditation, brought from China and Korea, teaching detachment and rebirth. Its temples were adorned with statues, candles, and silent monks. People pledged themselves to both kami and Buddha, purifying at Shinto shrines, meditating in Buddhist temples, believing the soul needed balance between both worlds. Death and immortality. In ancient Japan, death was not an end but a passage. When someone died, funerary rites began at the local shrine. The remains were then carried to the mountain or river to be cremated or buried depending on social class. It was believed that spirits did not depart at once, but lingered for days, watching over their loved ones before slowly crossing into the other world. During the Obon festival, lanterns were lit and set afloat on rivers to guide spirits toward peace. Between past and present today, Japan rises with skyscrapers, trains racing at the speed of light, and artificial intelligence woven into every field. Yet in the heart of every Japanese, a shadow of the Heian age still lingers. People still visit shrines before exams. They still celebrate flower festivals and compose haiku. The kimono is still worn at weddings, and the sakura still holds its sacred place each spring. In the past, value was placed upon the inner world, the soft voice, the deep meaning. And today, despite the rush, many still seek a moment of silence beneath an old tree. When beauty speaks the language of time, the civilization of ancient Japan, in the Heian period, was more than palaces and swords. It was a profound art of living itself, how to eat, how to dress, how to keep silence, how to grieve, and how to love. And beneath the sakura, people whispered, "Every flower blossoms only to fade, but its fragrance lingers in memory." Thus, though 1,000 years have passed, Japan still carries the perfume of a civilization that never died, only hid itself in every breeze, in every poem. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay updated. See you next time.